Welcome to Miami and the 1981 Orange Bowl. The Seminoles of Florida State, the Sooners of Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Sooners, dressed in white, representing the Big Eight for a fourth consecutive year in the Orange Bowl, set to kick off. And there is their barefoot kicker from Dallas, Texas, Michael Keeling. He's also their placement specialist. There's some real speed back deep for Florida State. Number 44 from Griffin, Georgia, sophomore Ricky Williams is back deep.
See, Don, both sides do have a little speed.
Both go. And they're both up for this one, as it's a rematch of the 1980 Orange Bowl. You may recall that Florida State went out in front early in that game, and then the Sooners came back and won it 24-7. They kick off. Williams took it in play, so he's got to bring it out. To the 10, out to the 12-yard line, and that's about all. At quarterback, a good mobile throwing quarterback, Rick Stockstill. He's a junior. His fullback is Mike Whiting. The best runner is tailback Sam Platt at 600-yard games. Hardest Johnson, one wide receiver, caught 9 for touchdowns. Kurt Unglaub is the other. Sam Childers will be the tight end for the Seminoles. They've got a big offensive blocking wall. Set to go. Here's the pitch back. Running with the ball is Sam Platt. The Sooners don't give him much. As big as Oklahoma's, and they're both pro size. Tom Brannon's the left tackle at 260. Lee Adams the left guard. John Madden is down over the ball at center. A couple of real standouts on the right side. Greg Futch and an All-American player, Ken Lanier. He's the best offensive lineman for the Seminoles. Both teams coming in with 7-game win streaks. Handoff on a 2nd down and 5 play. Running with the ball is Sam Platt. He gets across the 20 out to about the 24-yard line.
It must be well or he wouldn't be playing. Certainly not running the way he did.
They go right back to Sam Platt on a 1st and 10 play from the 23-yard line. Steve Whaley's the left end. Keith Gary, a big defensive tackle. The middle guard is Johnny Lewis. And the right tackle, regarded as the best defensive lineman, 96 Richard Turner. 2nd down and 5 for Florida State. Stockstill yet to go to the pass, goes right back to the run. And with the ball is Sam Platt, this time working into the right side of the Sooner defense for Oklahoma. Number 50, Riley, he's to Miami. And Mike Coast, he was the leading linebacker tackler. Very aggressive players. Darryl Sanjis at the left corner. Ken Sitton playing the right corner. Jay Jimerson, one safety position. Basil Banks at another. His 8th year at the top at Oklahoma, 8 years. They've been in bowl games, 8 years. They've won or shared the Big 8 Conference Championship. Twice they've been national champions. On a short yardage play, Stockstill.
Coordinate very well, and they put together 2 good-looking first downs.
On 1st down and 10, Florida State is one of the powers in college football, ranked number 2 in the nation. Stockstill keeping it on the ground now, has a long yardage play. 2nd down and 11. Over the middle he goes to his tight end Childers, and Childers moves the ball ahead, gets it out to the 39-yard line.
1 for 1's a way to start.
3rd down and 5 now. Here's a flat pass. Oklahoma has it hemmed in, and the Sooners make the play behind the line of scrimmage. 2 poles. So was the place kicker Bill Capice. Stark, a decathlete from Minnesota, booms it downfield. The ball is taken by Jay Jimerson inside his 20. He's got it broken for the moment. Jimerson coming across the 30 as the full cartwheel. Perspective from down there we'll be getting to shortly. Oklahoma, its first play from scrimmage, goes to the run right up the middle. A.C. Watts leads the way. He's at quarterback. MVP in the 1980 Orange Bowl. A freshman from Miami, George Rhymes, averaging 7.7 a carry as one runner. David Overstreet, a great blocker, is the other, and the fullback, Stanley Wilson. He took the first handoff for the night. It's 2nd down and 8 now for Florida State. Defense, Oklahoma's offense on the attack as J.C. Watts rolls wide and gets outside the 40-yard line. Florida State thinks they have the football, and the official concurs, and so the first major break of this game. There's trouble by fumbles all season long, and now the ball is to Florida State. Sam Platt runs the ball, gets it down close to the 41-yard line.
That one was caused by a defensive play.
The pitch back to Platt. There's another big defensive play by Oklahoma. Steve Whaley coming up from the left end. With 3rd down 11 coming up, we'll probably see Stockstill firing. He can go deep. Rick Stockstill deep. Here comes the blitz. He runs away from it, but he doesn't run away from the Sooners, and more lost yardage. The NCAA in assessing college schedule says Florida State played the toughest one in the country this year. Stark, the All-American punter, puts it down inside the 10. It'll be down inside the 5. So So the Seminoles 3-1 in the Orange Bowl. Beaten by Arkansas, you may recall, back in '78, but he's won the last 2 years as Sooners have. Oklahoma comes out of running from the 3-yard line. Stanley Wilson, the fullback, comes up the middle. The tight end Forrest Valora has caught only 5 balls, but he averages 30 yards a catch. Steve Rhodes, one of the wide receivers, he's troubled by a hamstring pull. Louis Oubre is an All-American tackle. Terry Crouch is just as big at 275. Bill Beckhold, Von Key, and Ed Culver. The Sooners will tell you this is the strongest part of their team. Here's a penalty marker down as Oklahoma goes back to the run. A good perspective on what goes on.
Back in motion forward before the snap. Repeat the down.
Switzer looks on as Sooners now after the penalty assessment against them. Second down and 9. Running with the ball is J.C. Watts. He will pitch it back when it seems like everyone's closed him off. The defense of Florida State, #1 in the country against scoring, giving up only 7.7 points a game. Arthur Scott, Mark Masick, Ron Simmons, a consensus All-American, Gary Futch, and Jarvis Coursey, the defensive lineman. Last year, it was the Florida State defense that cracked behind the wishbone under its pressure. J.C. Watts pitches back, and there is the freshman Buster Rhymes. It's a long spiral downfield. Florida State will come out of this with good field position. No, Henry lost the ball and does well to fall on it. Back at his 43. The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, following local news on these NBC stations. Right now, it's the 1981 Orange Bowl. Stockstill rolls out. He keeps. He's got yardage and plenty of it. He's ahead for a first down. Rick Stockstill. It's been a celebration time in Miami for 47 years now. Handoff goes up the middle. Michael Whiting gets the call, and he follows some power blocking and takes the ball down to the 41. Very polished player, very tough to block. Here's Stockstill rolling out. He throws and he completes it. Coming out of the backfield was Michael Whiting. Holding guys, they must be getting close to it. First down and 10 now. No score on the board, but Florida State with its best position inside the 35. Stockstill takes a look deep. Now he's got to run and can't get out of trouble. The big Sooners were coming. Johnny Lewis, the middle guard.
Been in a position to do. They've been in 5 different defenses tonight. Nobody's been open.
They go right up the middle now on a second down and 16 play.
3 or 4 in this drive. He's found a couple early in the game, and they're moving it pretty well.
At time, Johnny Lewis, the middle guard, shot the gap. Hit 22 of 30 field goals. Learned the trade from Garo Yepremian. He went to the same high school. Capiz is about to try this field goal as Don Shula's son. Spent a lot of time at the Dolphin training camp as a ball boy. That time he came in a little low, went under the crossbar. It's no good. It has been a standout part of the second-ranked team in the country. Now Oklahoma starts to crack the wishbone. J.C. Watts with a pitch back. And George Buster Rhymes takes it across the 35-yard line.
They give 2 or 3 people a responsibility to hit each one of those backs.
Gain of 5. It's going to be second down and 5. Here is J.C. Watts keeping it himself. J.C. takes it across the 40 out to the 42.
Any team I've ever heard of, even though they've only thrown 70 passes.
Third down and 2, and the Sooners go right at Florida State. Power offense again. It's now first down and 10 for the Sooners, and J.C. Watts hands off. Going up the middle is Stanley Wilson, sophomore fullback from Carson, California. He's a Seminole fan. A lot of them here. Second down and 4. Across midfield, gang tackling by Florida State. Umpire stands right in there behind the backers. The ball comes at him. Pitch back. Running high with the ball is David Overstreet. He's inside the 40, and one of the fastest Sooners, David Overstreet, in a foot race down the far sideline. And now Oklahoma breaks a big play. In one play on the ground. And now they're starting to challenge first and 10. Rolling out is J.C. Watts. Look at him dance. Looks for a block. He gets one. That was Rhymes. And then he works his way ahead inside the 15-yard line. Well, it was a quick first quarter. They kept it on the ground. They ran the game clock. Nobody put any points up. But when we come back, Oklahoma's going to be challenging for the first score of the game. The Oklahoma Sooners have the ball. Second down and 5 inside the 15-yard line of Florida State. There is no score on the board as we're ready to open the second quarter. J.C. Watts calls his own number. He's stung hard as he gets to the 12-yard line. Last year, Bobby Bowden said, John, that they thought they knew how to stop the wishbone, but they found they were a step too slow. Oklahoma's so fast. This time, Florida State hems it in, and the knockdown is made for a loss. Michael Kaling trying a field goal attempt now. 34-yard attempt. Got it plenty long, but he's wide of the mark. So both sides now have come up with field goal attempts that have been wide. There's no score on the board. Florida State with the ball first and 10 at their 20. Stockstill. Hands up. Second back throw is Ricky Williams. And Williams, not big, 170 pounds, breaks it across the 30 out to the 34-yard line.
Just hustle and pursuit.
Reggie Herring, Florida State linebacker.
Now it's Florida State's offense on the move. Going ahead with the ball is Ricky Williams, and Williams doing nicely. Only the numbers change in Oklahoma. That speed is always there. It's second down and 2 now for Florida State from the 41. Up the middle, Sooners don't give up much. Mike Whiting carried the ball. Stockstill, the quarterback for the Seminoles. He's thrown for 15 touchdowns this year. On a third and less than a yard play, Stockstill puts his head down.
For the ball, they change him around.
Here's a pitch back, going nicely with the ball and going wide. Here's Ricky Williams.
They do a job for him.
They've been getting off the ball well. Here's a handoff on a second down and 8 play. A penalty marker comes in.
Offenses holding. Repeat. Second down.
10-1 coming in. Their only loss, a 1-point loss to Miami here in the Orange Bowl. 10-9 they lost early in the season. Ricky Williams. Well, we've had one turnover so far, the fumble by Oklahoma, but no score resulted from it. Here is Ricky Williams getting the call again. Williams.
And the defense offside and a defensive illegal face mask. Take the major penalty, 15 yards, gives a first down to red team.
10:03 left to play now in the first half. No score on the board. Florida State, the number 2 team in the nation, goes to the run again, right back to the sophomore Ricky Williams on a 1st and 10 play. Right now we've got 9:23 left to play in the first half. It's second down and 7. Here's Stockstill rolling out, takes a look, runs it down to the 40 and lost about a yard. Nobody was open. They hoped it could come around. They were going to give it a go, and they did, but Williams is standing tall now in his stead. Here's Stockstill on 3rd down and 9, running inside the 40, inside the 35-yard line. He's tough. Rick Stockstill running 4th and inches. Stockstill earlier called his own number on a short yardage play and took it ahead for a first down. Does it again. Let's see if he got there. Looks like he did, John.
He got there. If he wasn't stuffed.
Got it. He was short. The yard markers come out. There it's put down,
And also the Florida State Seminoles. I think it's been defensively controlled so far.
and right now the Sooners are pitching for the first time, and J.C. Watts lets one rib deep. That's how they got here. The best in the country against scoring. Grades out among the top 3 in every department. Hand off to Stanley Wilson, and this lightning fast back from Carson, California. The 1981 Orange Bowl, the 47th, and the Oklahoma Sooners on 3rd and 1 go to the run in a scoreless game, and they look like they might have the first down. JC starting to put it up. Here's a timing throw, and going for the ball again is Rockford. And the Sooners second in the nation in rushing offense, 360 yards a game. They go to the run. With the ball is Stanley Wilson, bounces off one tackle. Excellent defense by Florida State.
I don't know how serious.
And now on 3rd down and 8, J.C. Watts throws. He gets his tight end Forrest Valora. He's got a first down and plenty more. Sooners starting to mount a challenge in a scoreless game. It's 1st down and 10 now at the 39. Weldon Ledbetter in the game as fullback.
The intelligence of a young man, and I think he's a very bright linebacker.
He is that. The linebackers have been great for Florida State. Kurowski, the other one, now on the run on a 2nd down and 8 play. The Browns had a tough time all season with the ankle problems. And All-American, here's J.C. Watson, a 1st and 10, keeping the ball. The trailer was Buster Ride. Barry Switzer, 42 years old, a former Arkansas linebacker. Down on one knee. His Sooners haven't been in the end zone yet. Here's J.C. Watts, popped. Kurowski got him. Sooners can really go. They set 5 NCAA records this season on offense, including 758 yards rushing against Colorado in one game. Here's a fumble, and Florida State has the ball. So the second time tonight Oklahoma has fumbled. Paul Kurowski forced it with a hard hit. Now the Sooners have turned it over twice on fumbles in this game. There's no score on the board. 1st and 10 Florida State, the 2nd quarter. Sam Platt gets his number called. Lou Holtz brought the Hogs in here from Arkansas, and they upset Oklahoma, then 2nd ranked, 31-7. A throw and a strike. Dennis McKinnon coming back at the ball, might have enough for a first down. 1st down and 10. Florida State got the first down just across their 40. Stockstill looking in the flat. He's got a man open, goes to his tight end Sam Childers, and he's ahead to the 47-yard line. That makes it 2nd down and 3. Here's the pitch back. Sam Platt running hard. Breaks the front wall of the Oklahoma defense and gets down to the 46. Number 2. Oklahoma number 4. Florida State with the ball. 1st down and 10. Back to the run. Up the middle and down to the 41-yard line of Oklahoma.
Up easy.
And when he hasn't thrown, his receivers were covered. He picked up some good yardage.
He runs well. Here's a handoff now. Sam Platt gets his number called again. Twice Oklahoma's turned it over on fumbles. Here's the fake, and Stockstill on a naked reverse gets ahead and dives ahead for a 1st down. Boy, he's playing a game. Rick Stockstill
Picked up the first.
1st down it is. Back to the run. No, it's a fake, and Stockstill's going long. He's got a man open. Dennis McKinnon. There's a penalty marker down in the Oklahoma secondary. The clock is down to 1:35 to play in the 1st half. Still no score on the board. Stockstill gives off. Ricky Williams busts it, and Ricky Williams takes it all the way down to the 19-yard line of Oklahoma.
Tallahassee around, and they're a good football team.
Got the whole town wearing garnet and gold in Tallahassee. From the 13-yard line, Oklahoma sets down its big defensive front. Stockstill hands off, right back to the run. Michael Whiting lost the ball, but a Seminole teammate got it farther downfield. Looked like Ricky Williams. It's 3rd down and inches. Twice previously, Stockstill's called his own number. Got it once, didn't the other time. Now he goes to Ricky Williams. He's in the end zone with a touchdown for the Seminoles. Florida State with a brilliant drive takes it the distance, and the 2nd-ranked Seminoles go on the board first. Boy, they look sharp. 49 seconds left to play in the 1st half, and Florida State has taken a 7-0 lead over Oklahoma. But he said Yepremian could hit it a dime in the air. I never was able to get as accurate. Now he tries a little looper. He's going to try to get an outside kick going, and lots of people going for the ball, but an up back for Oklahoma alertly comes up with it. He's given us permission to go down and listen in when he counsels his players on the sidelines. Some of the Florida State fans thinking we're getting away with something. Here's another fumble by Oklahoma. It's recovered. Do they have it? It's going to be Oklahoma's ball.
I think you got to go back to the 2nd game of the year when they played Stanford.
But Stanford jumped him early and beat him, as did Texas. Now J.C. Watts trying to throw is knocked down by James Gilbert.
Put him in field position to kick a field goal, and 7 points is nothing for Oklahoma.
They can get it back. Right now, J.C. Watts is looking to get it back on one play. He's going to run with the ball. Herring hemmed him in, and J.C. bails out with 15 seconds left to go. 5-6 year after an 0-11 season. They've been a big winner ever since at Florida State under Bowden. 3rd down and 12. Sooners go right to the run. Weldon Ledbetter takes the ball back inside the 50, down to the 47. They can get hurt, net umpires, one of them that can, standing right in the middle of the defense. Here is J.C. Watts now on 4th down, throwing a strike. He's got Jim Rockford. It's a 1st down. He's out of bounds with 2 seconds left.
Trajectory gets a little swifter. If you really catch it flush, you can carry it.
Set down, everything good. Keeling's into the ball nicely. Bang! 53 yards, and Michael Keeling puts Oklahoma on the board. Everything was set.
He caught it flush.
Perfect set down. I think Oklahoma might be throwing more in the 2nd half. Their coaches were not happy with the wishbone. Here is the kickoff, and Capice drills one. And here comes Jerome Ledbetter. He's run 2 back for touchdowns this year. Ledbetter turns to the outside. And finally, Gary Henry comes up and finds him. Old Don Key and Ed over the blockers. Forrest Valora, the tight end. Handoff goes up the middle, and Weldon Ledbetter, the fullback in the wishbone, takes it straight ahead. They come in averaging 360 a game running it. Watts calling his own number, comes out close to the 30-yard line. Got a 290 that's been in there so often. Little Byford. Here is again straight up the middle, and the freshman from Miami, Buster Rhymes, takes it ahead. Gilbert, his backups, played very well. James Gilbert's come in for Simmons. Free football in the Sooner backfield. J.C. Watts fell on it.
Expect to keep good ball control. Make 4 or 5 a crack. Now it's 2nd 14.
There's the pitch back. Running wide with the ball, trying to get free and not get very far is Buster Rhymes, as this Florida State defense playing superb football. And an interesting contrast, John, because Bobby Bowden said last year we were a step behind them. We knew what they were going to do, but we couldn't stay with them. Here's a throw, and coming out to get the ball is Forrest Valora, the tight end, and he's all the way down inside the 40-yard line of Florida State. Forrest stepped out. He was heading for the end zone. Back to the right. Oklahoma goes to the run. Buster Rhymes is stung hard as he gets down to the 35-yard line.
When they get on defense, we'll describe some of the problems. Whoops.
J.C. Watts has a trailer and Buster Rhymes. J.C. takes it himself. The 30.
We have an offside on the defense. Repeat the down.
Third quarter. Florida State in the lead, 7-3. Give is up the middle. Fullback at the ball. Weldon Ledbetter was.
They're all over the field right now.
On third and less than a yard, they didn't get there. Florida State comes crashing through.
Pulled easily and slipped it in for a touchdown. Here we go.
On fourth
and
in the
1.
yard. Look at this. J.C. Watts breaks it. One man to beat. The All-American corner Bobby Butler catches him and throws him down. But the Sooners are down to the 5-yard line of Florida State, a 23-yard gain. First down and goal for Oklahoma. Sooners trail in the game. Here's J.C. Watts. Again, he calls his own number, and Watts is down to the 3-yard line. He will do that. He'll call his own number regularly. Now he pitches back, running wide with the ball and looking for the end zone, and going in is David Overstreet. He carried once in the first half, gained 31 yards on a second carry. It's a touchdown for Oklahoma. And with 8:59 to play in the third quarter, the Sooners take the lead, 9-7.
Twice in that drive. As a result, 6 points. One more is 7. It's 10-7 Oklahoma.
That is the number. Oklahoma's Michael Keeling gets the point after in 10 plays. The Sooners go 77 yards, culminating a pitch back to senior David Overstreet. And he turns on his 4.4 speed. He's as fast as anybody Oklahoma has and ends up right where it counts, end zone. So the Sooners come out strong in the second half, driving 77 yards. They take the lead. We'll be back in the Orange Bowl in a moment. 10-7 with 8:59 to play in the third quarter. Now Keeling, who hit the point after, ready to kick off. Ricky Williams is back deep for the Seminoles. Squibber downfield. It's going to be tough to handle. Coming up with the ball is Ken Burnett. He gets it out to the 29-yard line.
It's still going to be execution. We've got to play well, and we've got to stop them defensively. That's going to be the key to the ball game.
Okay, Don, back to you. Live action.
Let's see if they can. Here's Rick Stockstill again, calling his own number. The quarterback runs the ball out.
5-back defense on first, second, third downs a lot in a minute.
Stockstill goes to the run on second down and a long 3. Mike Whiting runs with the ball, gets across the 30-yard line.
The runner has a hole.
They've been getting those holes for the Florida State backs. Here's another one as Sam Platt dives over the top. He got about 3.
Not in that nickel now.
Second and 6. Whiting going wide. Here's some more blocks, and Whiting breaks it. Gets ahead across the 45 and all the way out to the 49-yard line. The Seminoles strike back. It was a good one. 13-yard gainer, first down Seminoles. They trail in this game by 3. Third quarter, 10-7 Oklahoma. Sam Platt to the run. His quickness, he gets to the outside, then cuts upfield. Last year, Florida State was unable to run against Oklahoma at all. This year in the first half, they got 141 yards. Ran the Sooners, and they're getting a lot more now. Second down and 5, they're down to the 40. Let's go down. Heck of the game. We were looking for one, and you're getting it. Could be the best of all the bowl games. There's been some great play. Right now, Florida State's going back to the run. Sam Platt getting some work, but no room. Like Simmons will be out for the game now with the ankle problem. Guy backs him up. Gilbert, though, can play. Here's Stockstill. Deep throw, but now goes short. He had men running deep patterns.
Stanford didn't score a lot of points against these guys early if they played this defense.
Stockstill standing in on third down and 10 to go for the first down. The ball is caught. It's going to be short of a first down. Hit him a lot longer than that in practice. Remember earlier he tried a long field goal attempt. Long enough, it was wide. Oh, they're going to run the ball. Look at this play. Straight ahead. Did they get the first down? They did. What a great play by Florida State. Kurt Unglaub, the holder.
Fourth down and 3 as a result of work.
I assure you, I didn't know it's coming. You see it. Now it's going to be first down for Florida State. Sam Platt turns upfield. Sooners hit him from either side. The knockdown is made at about the 27-yard line. It's going to be second down and 8 for Florida State. Seminoles trailing by 3 points. Third quarter. Stockstill throws. Tip ball was off the hands. Florida State is 5 of 10 on third down conversions. This will be a tough one. It's third down and 8. From the 27. Got a man out there. Ball is broken up. Trent Barnes is the kick snapper. Kurt Unglaub is the holder. We know what he can do in addition. Boy, put a charge into that one. But again, Capice is wide. And so a good Florida State drive comes up empty.
Okay, that's one cog out of the Oklahoma offense.
Well, they got some more left, Bob, and here is one of them, Buster Rhymes. But does he have a problem? But look at the blockers now on the other side. Buster Rhymes weaving his way east and west and ends up losing about 10 yards.
20.
Second and 20. J.C. Watts has the ball, and Florida State was looking for it all the way. It's third and even more.
If they don't have a good series now, which it looks like they're having, they could get run out of the tub.
That's in 11 previous games. Here's a free ball, and Florida State gets the football. The Sooners turn it over for a third time on the fumble. Reggie Herring was in there and gobbled it up. It's got Barry Switzer pacing with reason. Stockstill goes to the run. Ricky Williams, who scored the only touchdown of the game for Florida State. Great blocking from an all-senior interior line for Florida State. Michael Whiting runs now, fighting his way inside the 15-yard line on a second down and 8. Gary,
50 and Mike Coach 48.
They have. They're being challenged now. Third down and 5. Throw into the end zone. Man is out there. The play is broken up, but penalty markers come in from off the play.
Defensive pass interference. White team for first down.
The whole way created the foul. Call it the way you see it. I didn't see it.
Stockstill dives down to the goal line. They get it in.
Second down.
Again, didn't see it. It was called second down.
Penalty marker is down at the line of scrimmage as Florida State takes it in. Michael Whiting going over the top for the touchdown. It's negated.
Illegal motion.
It has not been easy. Now Stockstill calls his own number, puts his head down and dives down close, but he did not get in on second and goal from the 6. Coach Bowden thought I could play. Stockstill takes a look, throws, it comes in low, and it'll be fourth down. So Capice from Miami, an All-American, is 0 for 2 tonight in his hometown at field goal attempts. Here's his third. He's got plenty into it. It's up and good. So the game with 19 seconds left to play in the third quarter is tied at 10.
But it was a break that got him down to the 1-yard line. 10 to 10 is just about the way it ought to be at this point.
Capice drills it in the end zone, and Buster Rhymes is going to bring it out. He's to the 10, to the 15. Look out, look out. He can go border to border very quickly. Buster Rhymes has gone 100 yards for a touchdown and a kickoff returner.
Oh, he got a grab in the face mask on the run back.
Face mask against Florida State. First down at 10. J.C. Watts gives off. Going through quickly is Chet Winter.
Third quarter's over.
That did it. That is the end of the third quarter. The score is Oklahoma 10 and Florida State 10. And we'll be right back after these messages from you. Second down and 6 for Oklahoma on the opening play in the fourth quarter. J.C. Watts gambles and wins. Almost threw the ball away, but it was taken. Overstreet can have the big day. He ran it 15 times against Colorado this year and gained 258 yards in that game. Watts throws long. Rhodes is out there. And a lot of people converge on the ball and on Rhodes, who was down. J.C. Watts.
Oh my, very legal hit. He hit him in the shoulder pads after the ball was thrown, or as the ball was being thrown, and here goes Buster Rhymes.
Buster Rhymes gets the lead block, and the freshman runner from Miami takes the ball ahead for the Sooners.
The kid that's backing him up is averaging 12 yards a carry. Now obviously possibly in the later stages, but still 12 a carry ain't bad.
Right there, he lost the handle. We have a fourth fumble and a fourth recovery by Florida State. That'll happen so often. 4 Oklahoma fumbles, no turnovers yet by Florida State. Stockstill, hands off. A quick hitter up the middle on a 1st and 10 play. The rushes to the 40-yard line.
At least he knew who you were.
He's trying to get a license number. He didn't know what hit him. Here's Stockstill back inside his 30, and the Sooners get the big rush from a senior from Washington, D.C., Keith Gary.
And sit.
Swing pass goes out to Whiting, and Whiting gets ahead outside the 25-yard line.
I guess they're all good in Marshall, Texas. Tittle's the last one I knew.
Here's Ron Stark punting. Jay Jimerson's letting it hop. Waved a fair catch and didn't go for the ball, and it's down at about the 36-yard line. 13:05 to play, and J.C. Watts, as he said he would, he did return. He's back in at quarterback for the Sooners.
All right.
Overstreet really got stuck at second down and 8, as you see, as J.C. Watts gives off to the fullback. Weldon Ledbetter takes it across the 40. That's played extremely well. They have Florida State held at 10 points.
Look out.
Watts has a problem, and down he goes back at the 32-yard line. Masick, 67. Their ideal place, he said, on the same side of scrimmage as J.C. Watson, here's a bad snap, and into the end zone. This will go for a Florida State touchdown. Jerry Butler, Bobby Butler, the All-American cornerback, gets on the ball in the end zone. It's touchdown, Florida State. So this great defense that has not given up a point all season in the fourth quarter does the ultimate.
Ball game within a field goal to win it. This way, it's a touchdown.
Capice hits the extra point. So now things are mitigating against Oklahoma. In the end zone, touchdown, Florida State. We'll be back in the 1981 Orange Bowl after this. Ready to drill the ball downfield. That freshman tandem of Ledbetter and Rhymes back. This is Jerome Ledbetter from the 1. 2 touchdown returns on kickoffs, but he gets very little from the Florida State coverage.
Remember, Nebraska-Oklahoma, the last game. See who gets down here. Oklahoma scores the last part of the ball game easily.
J.C. Watts has got plenty left on a 1st and 10 play. J.C. Watts got.
I don't think you'll see him running any option on this play. He got up limping a little bit.
He goes to Buster Rhymes. Rhymes a 7.7 yard per carry average. Might have took a late hit. Get that mask. The head must follow. Spun him right around, but it's a first down. Here's J.C. Watts pitching back. Buster Rhymes is knocked out of bounds at the 50. And a 17-10. Florida State's in the lead. 49-yard. Reverse it is. Rhymes gets the ball and does well to get ahead for a yard or two. That's the best matchup of all the bowl games, is turning out to be that. Now the Sooners trying to tie the game and get in the end zone. Can't get it done on a 3rd down and 6 play. 4th down, Keeling gets a good snap, gets the kick away. It wasn't easy. They were coming for the block, and Butler almost had it. Takes an Oklahoma roll, and it rolls down to the 20 to the 16-yard. Pitch back, and Ricky Williams, who scored a touchdown earlier, takes the ball out across the 16-yard line. 2nd and 6. Handoff to Ricky Williams, weaving into the Oklahoma defense. Took off right at the gun.
All right, I know it's an Oklahoma football team.
And now they have a problem with 7:23 to go. Here's a handoff to Ricky Williams of Florida State, 3rd down and 4. Williams puts his head down. Looks like he got there.
And not, you know, any more than their average. They just haven't moved it as consistently.
1st and 10. Straight ahead, and look at this run by Florida State's Mike Whiting. Hit first. Handoff goes right back to Whiting on a 1st and 10 play. He takes the ball. Handoff going straight ahead and over the 50-yard line on a 2nd and 8 play. He's done that more than once, too. He's really coming off the ball. The whole Florida State line is they're running well against a tough defense. Look at Ricky Williams. Power football by Florida State. I guess you can. I'd want to be in Miami, too, if I was from Nedana, Alaska. Got a group up down here from there. Got to be rough in Nedana New Year's Day. Ricky Williams. A reverse. Hardest Johnson gets the ball. There's a penalty. No, he kicks the ball, fakes the reverse. Ricky Williams kept it. Go for the fake. Made the play. And there's a hold against Florida State. 2nd down and forever now. 2nd down and 29. Handoff goes to Ricky Williams. He gets the ball out to the 40-yard line.
Against an outstanding defensive line.
And then Superior. Stock still has a problem. Keith Gary's running him down. That big guy can motor. 3:30 left to play. Oklahoma's going to get the ball back. The 10 points, you recall the 1 touchdown, the go-ahead. It was on a bad snap. Not really that bad, but it went into the end zone. And now a kick rolls way downfield. Oklahoma's going to get it back. But they'll have them 79 yards to go.
3:19 to play. If you watch Nebraska play Oklahoma, the score was within a touchdown. They came back and scored. If I had somebody to bet on it, be these fellas. They just picked up 7 yards on 1st down. Can't admire enough.
J.C. Watts has a problem, and coming up to make the play was Arthur Scott.
I think Georgia came into this ball game number 1. It's close. Florida State has impressed me, something I didn't expect to see, really.
Watts throws. Steve Rhodes catches the ball. It's a foot race. Rhodes has the hamstring pull. He'll have a problem, but he does get down to the 35-yard line. A great play by a young man who is not expected to play.
That's a fine catch. Puts him in field position.
JC's going to let her rip again. He's got the long one going. It's a little bit too long as streaking down the far flank. It's 2nd down and 10 for Oklahoma. Sooners are down by 7, 17-10. 2:10 left to play. Watts throws, man is open. He's got Chet Winters. And Winters puts a move on, dekes his man and gets it down to the 22. No overtime in college football, but there is the option for the 2-point conversion. You know if Oklahoma gets in, they'll be doing that. It's intercepted and lost. Florida State's 1:48 to go. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Sooners. Watts sent the rollout, stands in, eludes the rush. J.C. Watts has a channel. He gets a great block. And Watts is out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Terry Crouch, a 275-pound guard. Coaches get old. This does the aging. Here's a throw. Oh, man, it was almost an interception by Jarvis Coursey. 33 left to go. It's 2nd down and 10. Here's J.C. Watts with the throw, and a man has the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. Steve Rhodes gets it. He came back in. He wasn't supposed to play. He caught the 42-yarder, went out again with a hamstring, and J.C. Rhodes hurt, but fighting back. And Steve Rhodes and J.C. Watts hurt just as badly earlier in the game.
They're not going for any 1 point. File that.
Those they are going for 2, 1:27 to go. The football game could be on the line with this play. J.C. rolls out, man is open. Oklahoma takes the lead as he hits Forrest Valora, his tight end. What a great, great drive. What a football game this is.
Don, that is the first time anyone has scored in the 4th quarter all year.
Back from the ball, but he doesn't feed for a long kickoff.
He just shanked it, that's all.
Dennis McKinnon coming up with the ball, turns to the outside. McKinnon gets out across the 30.
JC, you happy?
I love it, Bob. I love it, baby. We came back. We showing people what kind of team we got. Hang on, defense. Get it, dude.
Leading 18-17, and now they've taken out Stockstill and put in his backup Kelly Lowry. Hands off to Sam Platt. He's stung as he goes down.
It's feeling real fortunate.
Back to live action.
Stockstill is back in. He stands in and he throws. It's completed, but for a loss of yardage. Back to the 29-yard line with 1:01 left to play. They're down by a point as Florida State. Stockstill, timing pattern, looks, throws in the flat to Ricky Williams.
Get out of bounds, Rick.
Oklahoma keeps him in bounds. He's down to the 46-yard line. There's Bill Capice, the kicker from Florida State. Stockstill throws and gets a man. It's
They better
down
get
to
it
the
up.
45-yard line.
Get on the line of scrimmage.
Clock is running. 14 seconds, 13 seconds, 11 seconds.
Can he kick 163 yards?
You better get a play off.
Better get the
4
ball off.
seconds. Game clock down to 2 seconds. The official calls a timeout.
They're going to start the clock. They better get it off because it's not going to wait till it's snapping the ball.
Production manager John Wendell, and now we come down to the last play. The ball is kicked. It's on the way. It's going to come up short. And the game clock winds out. And the Oklahoma Sooners, for the 3rd time in the last 4 years, or actually the 4th time in the last 5 years, win the Orange Bowl. And to all our NBC crew for a great night of football. The 47th Orange Bowl game, the Oklahoma Sooners with one of their great come-from-behind victories ever.